Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make biscotti. Okay, so here I have all my ingredients for making biscotti. Here I have really soft butter, as you can see. I have granulated sugar, and we have 2 eggs. And I have some all-purpose flour with baking powder and salt. I'm going to flavor my biscotti with chocolate chips and orange zest today. So we're going to use the creaming method. The first thing we want to do is take the butter and add the sugar and just mix that together. Creaming method really just blends the fat and the sugar together, and it also introduces air, which is what we want. Air helps a cookie to spread. If you're doing this in the mixer, you can use a paddle attachment. So here you can see it's all come together. Next we can add an egg. We'll add these one at a time to incorporate. Now if you're doing this on the mixer, you'll want to scrape in between each addition of an egg. Okay, that looks good to me. Now we could start adding the flour, dry ingredients. I'm going to add about half. You want to be a little bit gentle because you don't want the flour to go flying out of your bowl. So biscotti is traditionally flavored with almond or anise, which is a licorice flavor. All right, we'll add the other half. It's a crunchy cookie that's hard, and it usually is dipped in coffee or tea. It can also be used as a garnish for a plated dessert. It gives definitely more texture to a plate. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to come together. At this point, before it's all fully mixed, I'll add the orange zest. And the chocolate chips. We don't want to overmix it. Okay. As you can see, it's a pretty thick paste. Okay, very good. Okay, so now we are going to shape the dough into a log. Here I have a sheet pan with a silpat. You could also use parchment paper. I'm going to grab the dough out of here and just lay it down there. You want to scrape the bowl, make sure you get everything. Okay. Now we're going to shape this into a log. I'm going to take a little bit of flour on my hands just to help the process. So if you were going to make this for a plated dessert, you could shape this log pretty thin to make little cookies. I think that's actually what we're going to do. But you can make this log thicker to make larger cookies, absolutely. Going to get a little more flour. You don't want to use too much flour because you don't want any of that on your log. Just make sure it's even and consistent. So biscottis are a twice-baked cookie. This will be the first round. We're going to stick it in for about a half hour at 350 degrees, maybe a little more, just until it's golden and brown. It doesn't have to be fully cooked, but it should be set. Okay, this is what we want. Nice, even log and even all across here. All right, I'm gonna pop it in and we'll check on it in a half hour. Okay, so we had this in the oven for about 35 minutes and then we let it cool for another half hour before we cut it. You can see the bottom has some color, that's what we want. You can see it's doubled in about size. It's golden on the sides and it's firm, but it's still a little bit soft in the center. That's what we want. So now I'm just going to take a serrated knife and a cutting board. I'm going to cut off the edge. You can see all the chocolate chip. All right, now I'm going to cut it about a 1/2 inch thick and we'll just go through all of it. Okay, now we are going to lay them down. Look at how pretty they are. You could also do nuts. You could add some fruit, dried fruit to it. That's another option. You can add some spice. So now I'm just going to take these and lay them out on the tray. They're still pretty soft. You can see how I'll break one to show you. They're so pliable still. So we want to put them back in the oven and dry them out a bit. I dropped the temperature in the oven to 325 from 350. Okay, I'm going to pop them back in for their second bake. Okay, now the cookies have come out of the oven and have cooled down for about a half hour. You can see they're nice and golden. Now I'm going to stripe them with chocolate to finish them. So we'll take a piping bag. I melted some chocolate here. I'm just going to pour it in. I'll push it down a bit. Then we'll cut the edge, the tip, just small cut, just a small cut. Okay, now we can start piping over biscotti. So I'm just going to do a quick back and forth. That's basically what we want. You could also take one and kind of, let me move one out of the way and show you. And just kind of do the opposite and do like a crisscross pattern. Like that. Or you could even take a biscotti and dip it in melted chocolate about halfway. Or you could dip them like this and just have the base covered in chocolate. So now that I did a few, I'm going to put them in the refrigerator to have them set up, and then I'm going to plate them and they're all done.